The Star Wars Disney Plus TV show Ahsoka was full of incredible cameos, characters, and storylines, but these 10 quotes stand out as the show's best. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching for more details. The Ahsoka show was an incredible addition to Star Wars movies and TV shows, as it had such a profound connection to the greater Star Wars history. And these 10 quotes are the show's best. Ahsoka takes place in the New Republic era, following The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett. In it, Ahsoka Tano clearly struggles with the history of the Jedi Order, the downfall of her former master Anakin Skywalker, and what her place in the galaxy is in light of those events. Among Ahsoka's cast and characters, the show also sees the return of characters such as Ezra Bridger and Thrawn, who have been missing for years, and the introduction of incredible new characters such as Baylan Skoll and Shin Hati. In fact, Ahsoka is truly one of Star Wars' best TV shows, weaving together these many complex storylines and having the perfect balance between nostalgia and new stories. However, these 10 quotes in particular stand out as the show's very best. Apparent Dark Jedi Baylan Skoll's character has a complicated, at times even sympathetic, perception of the Jedi. As this quote demonstrates, Baylan has an almost reverent attitude toward the Jedi despite being a dark side user. When discussing the need to kill Ahsoka with Morgan Elsbeth so they can reach Thrawn without intervention, Baylan laments the need to do so. The reason for his hesitation is entirely to do with the eradication of the Jedi, and that Ahsoka is one of the very few who remain. This is easily one of the best quotes in Ahsoka Season 1, as it shows that the issue was always more complicated than good versus bad or dark versus light. In fact, Baylan seems much more in line with Jedi like Qui-Gon Jinn, who was more willing to play with the rules than with a Sith Lord. While Star Wars has come close to exploring what those gray Jedi could look like, Baylan might be the most explicit example of a canon Force user who refuses to pick just dark or light. Although Princess Leia doesn't make an appearance in the Ahsoka show, she is referenced in a brilliant way. When Hera Syndulla stands in front of the New Republic senators to answer for her decision to act without their approval, C-3PO enters, played by Anthony Daniels himself. He explains that General Leia Organa couldn't make it, before insisting Leia knew what Hera was up to. The best aspect of this moment is that Hera did act without authorization. Leia was simply covering for Hera, and she used her power and her position to do so. While this was a lovely moment and a smart way for Star Wars to include Leia in Ahsoka, it would have been all the better for it to come from Leia herself. Given her prominence during the New Republic era, it's likely only a matter of time before the character requires a recast. Even so, this humorous moment connecting to a beloved character was a great line in the show. The reunion between Ahsoka and her former master Anakin Skywalker is arguably the most thrilling thing to come out of Ahsoka thus far. Although the two had an incredibly close and touching relationship throughout Star Wars. The Clone Wars, Anakin's fall to the dark side and transition into Darth Vader destroyed their connection and Ahsoka's understanding of the Jedi and of herself. This return to their past in Ahsoka allowed the two to work through some of that pain and gave audiences the opportunity to see them together once again. However, this wasn't all sentimentality. The Clone Wars flashbacks showed how complicated and troubling those times were. One of the best lines to show that was Ahsoka's assertion that she hadn't been trained to be a soldier. This is an extremely poignant observation by Ahsoka, as it sheds light on a key reason the Jedi fell. During the Clone Wars, the Jedi abandoned their status as keepers of the peace and instead became involved in politics and war. In so doing, they betrayed themselves and forced their Padawan learners into a life they'd never planned for, ultimately to their detriment. Anakin's impact on Ahsoka's life looms large throughout her Star Wars story. Often, this is solely an internal conflict for Ahsoka, as few knew that Anakin had become Darth Vader. However, Baylan Skoll's cutting remark in Ahsoka makes it clear that some who did know saw her the same way. This line was likely said to get under Ahsoka's skin and throw her off during their battle, but it nevertheless is a profound reminder of how deeply Anakin's turn affected Ahsoka.